The memories of a brighter, better world were mere words washing away with time. This harsh environment is all you know, and you're about to meet its creator, Moloch. Laying dormant for some time, allowing you to build up a small state and piece together an existence, Moloch has returned to remind you of your insignificance. The great machines are here to destroy your progress. Welcome to the Moloch expansion. This is our fifth and final Borgo Automa video until I receive my GameFound pledge for the Ultimate Edition, and then I will display No Man's Land. If you're interested in finding out when that happens, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Since I've won the last four, we're going to play this one in a more difficult mode. I'm going to give Borgo +1 worker, and we are going to be using the Moloch expansion. In the deck, I've included the Moloch cards, and I have the Moloch invaders stacked right there. We're going to start with the lookout by flipping these cards over and my starting hand. We're going to take the fuel tank, the convoy, shadow, and gunsmith. First lookout, I am the first player. I get my choice of these three. Secret stock, the brick supplier, or lose scrap corner. We're going to take brick supplier. Borgo builds lose scrap corner, which is a feature. This is Borgo's lookout. He gets first choice. He's going to build Oilman's Fortress, which is an action. And I have my choice between Scrap Collector Volunteers or the gun shop. We're going to take the volunteers. Next is the production phase. I'm going to get 3 workers, a gray token, and 2 cards. And I am going first. The Moloch expansion adds 2 new phases. After the production phase, we have the assault phase. Any deployed Molochs will attack my state. Molochs completely ignore Borgo. After the assault phase comes the deployment phase. We're going to play a more difficult, and we are going to deploy 2 robots. We got a little bit too much glare there. There, we'll put them there like that. Okay, so to hack the machines, I need to pay 1 of each of those supplies, and on the box side is a location that is fairly powerful. And you can tell approximately what it's going to be by this first thing. So on the other side of this is going to be some location that involves bricks. This one will be some location that involves fuel. All right, it's my turn. I am going to spend 2 workers and take the merchants. It is Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to attack. To attack, Borgo spends a bruiser, compares this. I do not have any of those locations, so he gains a single point. I am going to spend the merchants to get 2 blue tokens. It is Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to do the expansion action. The first thing he's going to do is attempt to use any of my open production. I have none. Then he is going to hack one of the 2 machines. So he spends a worker, and this will be random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. He hacks that machine and builds the feature. I'm going to spend a gray token to build the construction vehicles, which is going to give me 2 gray tokens. Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to build. So Borgo builds the oilman's fortress. We're going to spend the 2 blue tokens to make a deal for the deserted colony, which is going to give me an ammo. Borgo is going to do a standard action. He has no brawlers left, so he passes. He will become the first player next turn. We are going to spend a gray token to build the fuel tanks, which is going to get me a fuel. Borgo has passed. I will spend the fuel for 2 blue tokens. I will spend those 2 blue tokens to make a deal for a worker. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get what I need here. So we're going to spend this for a gear, as a gear, to get 2 gray tokens. We're going to play those 2 gray tokens to build the brick supplier, which is going to give me 1 brick. Spend the last gray token to build gunsmith action. We're going to use a brick to develop the gunsmith into shadow. And we're going to spend 2 workers to get a card. Now we do cleanup, the lookout phase, junk train punks. Borgo will get 3 workers, and we go to lookout. Borgo is the first player. He is going to build confessor, which is an action. I have a choice between the church and murderer's pub. I think we're going to take murderer's pub. My lookout, the docks, or the oil rig. We will take the oil rig. Borgo is going to build the assembly plant. Production. I get a worker, an ammo, 3 workers, a fuel, and a brick. Production's over. Now we go to the assault. Discard 1 brick. Otherwise, one of your productions is raised. So I discarded a brick. Then we go to the deployment phase, and he gets 2 new robots. We have the clown, and we have the defender. Rage on a clown means that it will be 1 harder to destroy if there are more robots than players. So all those are going to take 4 red tokens to destroy. Borgo is going to do a standard action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He takes the punks and gains 2 victory points. I'm going to spend 2 workers to get the junk train. Borgo is going to do a build action. Borgo builds sneaking, which is an action. I am going to spend a worker, a fuel, and my ammo as a fuel to hack the clown. And the clown's going to give me a feature. Each time you hack a machine, you may spend any 1 resource instead of any 1 resource in the code. These will always be distance 1. And that goes to my hand. It's now Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to do the expansion action. He uses my open production. He gains a worker. I gain a worker. He spends a worker and hacks 1 of the 2 machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he hacks Gladiator, and he has a new action in his tableau. I'm going to spend 1 gray token to build a feature of brick storage. I get to put 3 bricks on there. Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to attack. He attacks a fuel. I only have 1 fuel, which is my fuel tank. So it becomes a ruin. I get a fuel. Borgo spent a worker and gets 2 victory points. Okay, we're going to use the junk train to gain 3 blue tokens. Borgo's turn. Borgo's going to build. He builds gasoline cultist action. Going to spend 2 blue tokens to make a deal with Murderer's Pub. That's what I wanted. And Murderer's Pub is going to give me a gun. Borgo's turn. Borgo's doing a standard action. There are no more contact cards, so he spends a worker and gains a victory point. I am going to spend a gray token to build the feature of the clown. Borgo's turn. Borgo's going to build. He builds another action. We are going to spend a brick, spend a gun, and use a brick as a fuel to hack the defender. I could do that because of the clown. The defender action. Spend all goods that match the code of the deploying machine to gain 2 victory points and a construction token. Nice. Borgo. Borgo is going to do the expansion action. He's going to attempt to use any of my open productions. I have none left. So he is going to spend a worker, attempt to hack a machine. Since there are no machines, he just gets 1 victory point. I am going to use my brick to develop my ruin into rubble. And it's a feature which is going to give me 1 victory point for each brick in my tableau. So I gain 3 victory points. And 1 for the development. Borgo's turn. Borgo's going to attempt a expansion action. I have no open production, so he attempts to discard a worker. He cannot, so he has to pass. I'll become the first player next turn. I'm going to send 2 workers to get a gear. Spend a gear to get 2 gray contact tokens. Spend the gray contact tokens to build the defender. Spend 2 blue tokens to make a deal with the oil rig, and that will give me an oil. I will spend a gray token to build the convoy, and then spend 2 fuel. So we'll spend a fuel for 2 blue tokens. Spend 1 of those blue tokens, 2 of those blue tokens to make a deal for a card. And we are going to hold on to that. Cleanup phase. I got nothing to spend the fuel on. This is now the 3rd turn. So Borgo will get 4 brawlers. We flip these over. And we come to the lookout phase. I'm the first player, so I get my choice of these 3. We have a quarry, an excavator, and a hideout. So we are going to take the excavator. Borgo is going to build the quarry, which is open production. Borgo is going to build a school. And I get my choice between Mutant's Neck Scroppy or Deconstructed Creepler. So I think we're going to go with Mutant's Necrospity. Production phase. I get a card. a fuel, a gun, a gray token, and 3 bricks. Assault phase. There are no robots to assault. We get 2 new robots out during deployment. We have the heavy defender, and we have the conflagrator. During the assault phase, place a gun on the red action of your faction board. It is unavailable until it is removed during the cleanup phase. In assault, place a gear on the gray token action of your faction board. It is unavailable until it's removed. So these are attacking my actions. We're going to send 2 workers to get the thugs. Borgo is going to do the expansion action. He uses my open production. He gains a brawler. He spends a brawler to hack one of the 2 machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He hacks the conflagrator, which is a production. I'm going to send these 2 workers to take the junk train, because he didn't. Borgo is going to do a standard action. There are no more connection cards. Spends a worker, gains a point. Okay, so I need a gear, a fuel, and a gun. But since I have the defender, no, the clown allows me to substitute the brick for the gear. So I'm going to hack that machine. And on the back, it has spend any 3 resources to gain 3 universal tokens. Nice. Borgo's turn. Borgo's go do a standard action. I'm going to spend a gray token to build the heavy defender action. Borgo is going to attack. He spends a worker. He's looking for a gun or an arrow. I have an arrow range 1, gun range 2, range 1, range 1. So he destroys Shadow. I get a gun. Borgo gets 2 victory points. I am going to spend a brick to develop that card. That gives me a point. To the Panzer Truck, which is a production that produces 1 hacked location, or 1 hacked card. So I draw off the bottom card, and I get the hybrid. Each time you raise a card from hand, gain a worker. It's Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to do a standard action. I'm going to spend a gray contact token to build the feature of the hybrid. Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to build. He builds the crossroad feature. Okay, we are going to spend a brick to develop brick storage into the excavator, which is going to give me a construction token and a victory point. We are going to use my construction token to develop the convoy into the arena, which is going to give me 1 gun for each gun in my tableau, so I get 3 guns. Did Borgo pass? No, Borgo did not pass. Borgo is attempting a regular action, now he passes. I'm going to spend the 3 guns to get 3 universal tokens. We're going to spend a universal token to build Mutant's Necropity feature, which is going to give me a fuel, a gear, and a brick that I can use to hack machines. I'm going to use that to build a fuel tank, which is going to give me some fuel. I'm going to spend the ammo as a gear to get 2 grays. Spend those 2 grays and the universal. to build the assembly plant. And I believe I'm done. And we go to turn 4. Borgo's going to get 5 workers. We go to lookout. These get turned over. This is turn 4, so Borgo is the first player. He is going to build Shirash. I am either going to build Wreck Tank or the pub. I'm going to take the pub. Captured Scanner. We are going to take the Captured Scanner. Borgo is going to build one of these two. We have an open production. We go to production phase. I get a card, a fuel, a gun, 3 guns. That's a long way to push. Now we have deployment. Assault. There is no assaulting. So now we have a hunter and we have a hornet. This one causing me to discard a worker. That one caused me to discard a gear. We'll just hack this right off the bat. And we get the hornet. Each time you develop, gain 1 ammo. Very nice. All right. Borgo. Borgo's go do a standard action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And gain 2 victory points. We're going to spend 2 workers and go after the punks. Borgo is going to do a standard action. Spend a worker, get a point. We are going to spend a gray token to build the Hornet feature. Borgo is going to do a standard action. We're going to spend a gun to get 3 red tokens. Borgo. Borgo is going to attack. Borgo attacks fuel and stars. So I have a fuel, I have a star, I have a star. That one is at range 3, range 1, range 1. Borgo changes this, I get a gear. Borgo spends a worker and gains 2 victory points. I am going to spend a brick to develop that ruin into captured scanner, which is going to be put 2 red tokens on this, and I may use them to destroy a machine. Borgo. He's going to do, oh man, he's got to do the expansion, uses a worker, gives me a worker, gains a brawler, spends a brawler, hacks this machine. Well, we're going to spend the punks to get 2 more red tokens. Borgo is going to do a standard action. I'm going to spend 4 red attack tokens to destroy. That takes 5. Okay, we'll spend 5 red attack tokens to destroy the assembly plant. That'll give me 3 gears and a victory point, and Borgo gets a ruin. Borgo is doing a standard action. We're going to send 2 workers to get a card. I think this will be the first time I go to turn 5. We're going to spend 3 guns to get 3 universal tokens. Borgo hasn't passed yet. Borgo is going to attack. Oh, Borgo has no workers. So now Borgo has passed. Spend a gear to get 2 gray tokens. We'll spend the 2 gray tokens to build a pub, which is going to give me 2 cards. We're going to spend a gray token to build the hacker, which allows me to spend a worker and a gun to draw a hacked card. And this is Heavy Clown. Each time you make a deal, gain a brick or a fuel. Not a whole lot of help. We're going to spend 2 universal tokens to raise the heavy tank, which is going to give me 2 victory points. And when I raise it from my hand, I gain a worker. We will spend a universal token to give me the feature of Heavy Clown. Spend a fuel to get 2 blue tokens. Spend a blue token to make a deal for a person. And when I make a deal, I get a brick or a fuel, so I will get a brick. We will make a deal for a worker. And every time I get a worker, or make a deal, I get a brick. We're going to spend a brick to develop the excavator into heavy caravan, which is going to give me a point. And then develop gives me a ammunition. Send 2 workers to get a card. We're going to develop. We have to develop the mutants to a school. Gives me 2 workers. Send 2 workers for a card. I got supplies I can't use. We're going to use a brick to develop the heavy caravan into destroying the machine. Developing gives me an ammunition. I already took the victory point. We're going to use my construction token to develop destroying the machine into the old cinema, which is going to give me 1 victory point for development and 1 more. And this is the first time, I think, in this series we have gone to turn 5. So Borgo's go get 6 workers. I gotta do some cleanup here. A school, a corner shop, or the hideout. I will take the hideout. And he builds a corner shop action. He's going to build the docks. I get my choice of the museum or Luke's tech shop. I'm going to take Luke's tech shop. Production. I get 2 workers, a card. I get 3 bricks, a fuel, a card, and this is actually, I get to put 2 more on there because it's a production card. All right, and I am the first player. We're going to spend 2 to get the thugs. Borgo is going to do a build action. He builds a feature. My turn. Don't need any more deals. We are going to spend 2 guns and a body to gain 2 victory points and a construction token. Borgo is going to do a standard action and gain 2 points. We're going to spend 2 gray tokens and build bioweaponry. Borgo is going to do the expansion action. I get a worker, he gets a worker, he spends a worker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He hacks this one. I'm going to spend 3 tokens to destroy that. That goes to the discard pile. I gain a victory point. Borgo is going to do a standard action. I'm going to spend a brick to develop a brick supplier into a brick supplier, giving me a victory point and 3 bricks. Borgo is going to attack. He attacks a gear or a star, so he spends a worker. A gear or a star. I have a gear at 1, a star at 2, a gear at 1, a star at 2. So it looks like he's attacking one of these 2. This gets destroyed first. So I get a gun. He gets 2 victory points. The games go end. And I'm probably not going to win this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and spend a gun to get 3 tokens. Borgo is going to do a standard action. I am going to spend 2 guns to get a universal token and a shield. Borgo is going to do a standard action. I am going to spend a universal token and 3 red tokens to raise the Riders of the Wires, which is going to give me 2 victory points. Borgo is going to do the expansion action, so he tries to use an open production. I have 1. I get 1. He gains 1. He spends 1 to hack a machine, so he just gets a point. And I'm going to spend this as a gear to get 2 gray contact tokens. Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to do the expansion action. I have an open production. He gets 1. I get 1. He spends 1 for 1. I'm going to send 2 workers for a card. Borgo's turn. Borgo is going to do a standard action. I am going to use my reconstruction token to develop the rubble into the abandoned suburbs, which is going to give me a victory point. Borgo is going to do the expansion action. I have no open production available, so he spends a worker and gains a point. I'm going to spend 4 bricks to get 4 victory points. Borgo is going to attempt a standard action. He has no workers, so he passes. So I'm going to use 2 gray tokens to build the wrecked tank, which is going to give me 2 victory points. I'm going to spend a fuel for get 2 blue tokens. I'm going to spend a junk train to get 3 blue tokens. I'm going to spend 2 blue tokens to make a deal for a victory point. I'm going to use 2 blue tokens to make a deal for a victory point. I'm going to send 2 workers for a card. I'm going to spend a brick to develop my clown into radioactive fuel. Let's go give me a victory point. I'm going to spend a worker and a fuel to gain 2 more victory points. Send 2 workers for a gear. Spend a gear for 2 grays. Spend the 2 grays to build production of heavy hunters, which is going to give me 2 ammos, and the methane storage, which is going to give me 3 fuel on that. I have no cards. Well, that's everything. Okay, there are no machines out. Nobody has to pay penalty points. Final scoring: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 and 32 is 51. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, which gives me 52. Wow, that was close. Playing the difficult level makes it quite a bit different game. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, I'm going to be doing No Man's Land as soon as I get it from Portal. It should be coming with the game found. So until then, have a good evening. I hear the conductor. That means it's time to go. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and a comment. Until next time, have fun trading.